Danny, I guess away from football, we'll start with the news on Thursday and obviously your reaction to the passing of the Queen.
Yeah, my reaction to the passing of the Queen. I think what sort of the figurehead she is for this country, and the kind of person above anything else was something that everybody who lives in England can be proud of. I think someone who everybody looked up to, revered, and the way she carried herself in such an high-profile role was something everyone can sort of be proud of.
Yeah, real strange couple of days, hasn't it, really been?
Yeah, real sort of like somber mood, big changes, obviously a lot of media coverage. So yeah, really strange times when something like this happens, I think.
Would have you guys all been at the training ground then when the news broke, or had you gone home by that point, or how did it play out for you?
Yeah, I think we were sort of all at the training ground when it occurred. So yeah.
In terms of its, we saw it with the Coventry game earlier this season, of course, completely different circumstances, but preparing for a game, and now you've had another break going into this game. What did you get the players in? Did you get them in on Saturday? Did you give them the day off? How did you take that situation?
No, we've trained pretty much all the way through. We're in Saturday, Sunday. Dave broke the news to us as we'd just prepared the session. So we'd prepared the final session for QPR, literally just finished. And then Dave told us about the news then. So yeah, we just adapted really quickly. We moved on to prepare for the Wigan game the day after. So we worked Saturday, Sunday to prepare this game.
It's a little bit like the Coventry game. You've got really no choice than to just adapt as quick as possible, have you?
No, I've said before, I think the football players and the staff who work in football, we've got to be adaptable people and very sort of flexible to these situations. And I think we've done that well this week.
I guess back onto the football then, team news-wise, going into tomorrow's game, any fresh concerns?
No, we're pretty much there, I think, in terms of players being available. Obviously, there's Matty Pearson still out, injured for a long period. But apart from that, we're good.
I was going to ask on Matty, what's the time frame? Is it still similar, Danny?
Yeah, still similar time frame. He's a really positive guy, Matty, so he's trying to get back as quick as possible. But we'll have to be patient with him. It was a serious injury. He's still on crutches, so yeah, big miss. But he's still around the place. He's still integrated into the squad, which is something we wanted.
David Kasumu as well. How close is he?
Yeah, David's very close. He's had a good week to 10 days of training now. He's been back on the pitch. He's looking really sharp, which is credit to the medical staff and the rehab team who keep him fit while he's not active on the pitch. So yeah, it's good to get David back, and he'll give the squad a boost.
Luke Mbete as well, I'm told. Am I right in saying he came in with a little bit of concussion? How's he getting in?
Yeah, I think it was reduced, modified in terms of his sessions. No contact, because I think when he played in the Barcelona friendly game, he got concussed. But we got the all clear. I think it was four days ago that he could go back into contact sport. So yeah, he's fine now.
So he's another option that you've got going into Tuesday.
Yeah, him along with Mikhail have trained all week. Done really well in the sessions. Again, integrated really quickly with the rest of the team, and yeah, it's give everyone a boost.
You've got a number of centre-half options, really, haven't you, now this season?
Yeah, we have now. I think that was a key area we wanted to recruit, obviously with Matty Pearson getting injured in pre-season. So, yeah, we're really pleased that we've strengthened in that area.
You touched on Matty a bit there, obviously still around the place, still, as we know, a good character. Like, how much help is he off the field to someone like a Luke Mbete or even a Michal Heilig going forward?
Yeah, he'll be brilliant. He's obviously played championship football for a number of seasons now, and me and Matty actually crossed paths at Halifax Town as players when I was at the back end of my career. Matty was starting off, so he's probably got me to thank for his career. But no, look, he's a great lad, and he's very selfless. He'll want to help and sort of do as much as he can while he can't be on the pitch. So he'll be a great help to the young players.
Do you have memories of playing with him at Halifax? Did you see a player in him then?
Yeah, he played as a positional midfielder, and I was sort of playing as a number 10. So I just used to let Matty do all my running because I couldn't move by then. So that were really good. But no, look, he's a great guy. Got a good relationship, and yeah, hopefully he recovers quickly.
And I guess as well as Matty, you've got people like Tom Lees, you've got Jonathan Hogg, who we know can drop in there as well. You do have experience at the back to not also just help you in your role, Danny, but also the younger lads.
Yeah, definitely. I think to have this experience and these players to be able to pass on that knowledge, as well as the coaching staff, obviously to the way we want to play the football, but the fundamental parts of it, like the duels, the competitiveness, they help the players massively in this area.
How much of a help is it to you personally having those experienced players around the place?
Yeah, I think what we try to do is like develop as many leaders as we can. We want players to be able to make those right decisions on a football pitch. At the end of the day, it's the players who are playing the game. The coaches are helping, facilitating. So yeah, if we can have as many leaders as possible on the pitch, we'll be in a better place.
Looking back on Blackpool, obviously we've had a lot of time for the dust to settle now, but it's still the last game you played. Just your reflections on that?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of emotions riding it. Obviously, with the goal that was not given, which should have been, we felt it was a good performance. That definitely deserved a result. But yeah, we reflected quickly as we always do, and then we move on and prepare for the next game. We can only focus on what we can control. That's now in the past. Learn from it, move on. Hopefully, perform better in the next game against Wigan and get a more positive result.
And I guess in a way, the statements that came out from the EFL and from Hawkeye as well, it doesn't change the result, Danny, but just your reflections on that.
Yeah, again, look, we're obviously disappointed. The result stood. We can't do much else. We can't control that. We can only control how we react from that situation. And I'm hoping we can react positively for the next game.
Does it offer you any little bit of condolence or help ease any kind of pressure, knowing that some of the games have hinged on decisions like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably getting bored of me saying like we've been really competitive, performances have been good, but we've not been getting the results. And I think that's the discussions we've been having with the players and with the rest of my coaching staff on like, we're in there, the games are decided by these moments. So what is it that we can do? What is it that the players can do? What can be the shift that makes these moments come for us? And that's been our focus this past week.
I guess, I mean, we saw at Bristol, didn't we, when Pat hit the post and it went up the other end. I guess for you, it can help you keep positive, knowing that the performances are there and it is around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. I generally try to be a positive person as much as I can anyway. And I think when you see these moments, and it is fine margins, definitely, you can take lots of positives from it, but we need to channel that in the right direction again to make sure it gets results, because that's the only sort of stat at the end of the day which is looked at and which is important and which everyone is judged on at this football club.
And the players' mood, are they on board with you, Danny, when you say that, staying positive?
Yeah, I want the players' opinions. I need to know what's going off inside their heads as well. It can't just be me telling all the time. What are you feeling? What do you think we need to do more of? And the players are really positive in this aspect. They feel as though it's the same sort of messages I'm giving now, speaking to you about, like, look, it's just the moments. They need to fall for us, and they believe that the game plans are there. Tactically, we're in the games. Physically, we're performing. We just need to continue going, continue keeping positive, and let's see what happens against Wigan.
And back-to-back home games before that international break. We know you like to deal in blocks of games, but if you do get a couple of positive results, that really can change the mood heading into that international break, can't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got now 2 games now, with the QPR one being cancelled up until the international break. So, yeah, full focus on Wigan, but also then against Cardiff after. And then, hopefully we can get two really good results, because we're preparing always to win football games, and that'll be our focus for these next 2.
And on Wigan, bit of a mixed bag to life back in the Championship, but unbeaten on the road. So they're not a team to be taken lightly, are they?
No, really competitive team. I think really Liam Richardson's got a really good squad together there who are working in the same way to try and perform and get results. They've been varied in terms of the style of play and formations from what we've seen. So look, it's going to be a challenging game like any other Championship one, but we'll focus on us, what we can do to perform as well as we can. And like I say, we'll be preparing to win.
And on Liam Richardson, would have you crossed paths at Accrington?
Yeah,
when you were there.
Yeah, Liam was the assistant manager to Paul Cook at the time. I think I had a 3-month loan spell there. So I can't remember what year exactly it was, but You seem to cross paths with a lot of the people in football, obviously coaching courses, playing careers. So yeah, it'll be good to see Liam again. But we'll be competing against each other on Saturday.
You've maybe saved the pleasantries till after the game.
Yeah.
Was it one of them? You mentioned you were only there for 3 months. Did you get to know him well? Did you get on with him really well? Do you have memories of playing under him?
Yeah, I think he just retired, Liam. I think he just come out of playing and going into coaching. So yeah, very brief sort of exchange, but yeah, memories.
And he's someone he stepped up when Paul Cook left Wigan and brought them back up to the Championship. He's tasted early success, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done really well, and credit to him. I think he's had sort of a similar pathway and journey as me as a player. Probably played at the same level. Then coaching the academy as assistant manager, and then now he's head coach.
Someone you can maybe pick each other's brains on.
Yeah, I think it's always good to speak to sort of the coaches and managers sort of after games and sort of in season when you get the odd day to sort of speak and discuss. It's always good to share things.
Top man. Best of luck for it, Danny. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Louis. Thanks, mate.
10 years ago, Danny.
10 years ago. Wow.
Steve.
Add it up.
Yeah, thanks for throwing me off that, Dave. Yeah, it's a tough one, Danny. Do you feel like it's a bit of a blessing that you've had the extra few days, given it helps you get that time with Mikhail and Luke and Bete and with David Kasuma on the training pitch?
Yeah, it's a good point, Steve. I think yeah, I'd agree with that. I think you always want to play football games, you're always preparing for it, but when these things happen, you look for the positives in it, and that's definitely one of them. To get David Kasuma more training minutes, Mikhail, Luke, like you said, integrated more into the squad, discussing with them, telling them how we want to play and then buying into that and then taking that onto the training pitch. So I think the last 3 or 4 days have been really productive in that sense.
How close are Helican and Bete and Kasuma, to be fair, to getting a start?
Yeah, they're there, they're in the squad, they're available for selection. So yeah, they're very close.
Okay. Do you feel like these are 3 players that can help you do what you talk about, getting those moments to turn your way?
I think so, yeah. You've got 2 centre-backs coming in. I think previous games we've played Jonathan Hogg, who's more midfield player, as we know, as a centre-back, Ollie Turton as a right-sided centre-back, Yuta as a left-sided centre-back. So, yeah, we've got 2 players who play those positions. And then David Kasuma, he has different attributes, I think, for the midfielders we've been playing. So yeah, I think it's looking really positive.
Do you have sort of an idea of a settled side in your mind? Because it's been sort of the way the players have sort of come in gradually and injuries, etc., and then deadline day signings. It's been difficult for you to find that settled 11. Do you feel like you've got an idea now in your head of how it looks?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's always putting players in the correct positions where they can actually perform on the pitch, where they're most suited to, where their strengths lie. And I think we're pretty clear on that.
Cool. That's all from me. Cheers, Danny.
Cheers, Steve.
Thanks, mate. Leon, good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Danny. Okay?
Morning, Leon.
All right, mate. I was just sort of wondering what's going on with the play perspective sort of lately. How do you are you good at sort of under a bit of a pressure in terms of handling pressure? Is that something that's always sort of sat well on your shoulders? I suppose it's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think coming into this role, obviously, it's a different kind of pressure because you're always focused on winning football games. But yeah, like I said, I think like reflection's key. So reflecting on sort of like whether it's a win, loss, or a draw, it's a poor performance, good performance. We always want to reflect. Always try and be open and honest to the players, and then expect that back from them. And I think when you have that open communication, it just solves any problems really quickly, and then you can move on and prepare for the next game. And I think that sort of helps sort of control the emotional pressure, as you say, of what football brings.
And you've got some great lads in your dressing room. You know, everyone's spoken about the core leadership group, and they've got to come into their own a little bit in these times, haven't they?
Yeah, I think the lads with this kind of experience have all been through this before. They've had ups and downs in their careers, which is inevitable. Football careers are not only just sort of one trajectory; it's always ups and downs. So they'll have experienced these kind of things before, and it's invaluable to have that experience within the dressing room.
Does it feel at the minute as if it's sort of us against the world at Huddersfield Town almost at the minute? You know, lots of things have gone. You know, goals that should have been goals, this, that, and the other. It feels a little bit like that from the outside looking in.
Yeah, I feel as though we've not really had the rub of the green, but I believe in earning your own luck. So all we can do is continue working hard, and hopefully over the season these things sort of even itself out.
And you just need one of those. You talk about moments. I mean, I'm old enough to remember years ago when I think Everton had one moment in a cup game, and then they scored and went off and won loads of stuff. It's a little bit like one of those, really, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, I think you just hope for like a key moment in a game that can be the catalyst to kick you on them for the games after that. So hopefully we'll get one of those soon.
And I was going to ask you finally about Mikel. I mean, I've seen a lot of him at Barnsley. I mean, he was, I think the season they got in the playoffs, he got the most headers, the most blocks. He could be a huge player for you if you can get him sort of going again. Yeah,
we're always speaking about and coaching like the fundamentals of football, never coming away from sort of the basics. Try and think. I think it was Dave Brailsford said, like, focus on world-class basics as much as you can. And I think Mikel does that as a centre-back. Like you say, the aerial duels, the competitive spirit, the blocking shots, these kind of things, he'll add lots to the squad.
And he's not played since mid-March as well, so he should be chomping at the bit, I would have thought.
Yeah, he's keen to play. I think he's come here with big motivation. He wanted to get back playing in the Championship, and he's got that opportunity now. So I spoke with Mikel yesterday, and he's ready to go.
The World Cup as well is a huge thing for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a big sort of goal he's got in the forefront of his mind, and that can only benefit Huddersfield Town if Mikel's fighting to get selected for the World Cup as well. So it'd be good for him, but also good for the club.
Very best of luck tomorrow, mate.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks a lot.